let's start our next asana today, which is going to be our Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. So, as you can understand the meaning of the name, Ardha is a half, and Baddha is a bind, and Padma is a lotus, and Paschim is a back or the posterior body, and Uttana is a stretch. So, for that, we're gonna make a half lotus, but it's a little bit uh, challenging for the people those are having the stiffness on the knee, or for example somebody having the really tight hips, so it can be a little bit challenging for them to make a bind or make a lotus position. So let's see how we can modify the posture, how we can do some adjustment for that. So we come into the dandasana position as Deva is sitting here. So straight back in this position, thighs firmly pressing down and extending through the back of the legs in this position, toes pointing upward, and maintain the dorsal flexion on the ankle, so pushing through the heel and pulling the inner side of the feet forward. So you're maintaining the heaviness on the leg, and then from here we slowly roll the right leg outward, right leg rolling externally in this position. So here we bend the right leg at the knee, here drag the leg backward. You can use the right hand to adjust the right foot first, top of your left knee, then just over the left knee here in this position. So before to make a lotus, we'll try to roll the calf out in this position, a little out, so which will help us to reduce the tension from our knee. So we're rolling the calf out, and then using the left hand to make a nice lotus, so we adjust the foot on the top of the left thigh. And see, in this position, as we take the right leg on the over the left thigh here, so it requires a little bit mobility on our ankles, like a inversion movement of the ankle. So for here, we nicely bring the ankle first, rolling the calf out the way she did. So then we take the right foot on the really top of the left pelvic, on the root of the thigh. So as we have the baddha, which is a bind in this position, so if the ankles goes like away from the root of the thigh, so it's become challenging to make a bind. So you bring the ankle on the root of the left thigh so that it can be a little bit easier to make a binding, otherwise it's going to be a little bit challenging. All right, so in this position, as we bring the heel on the close to the left pelvic and resting the outer edges of the foot on the root of the thigh. So we'll try to make a little bit, I want you to just press the knee down a little bit as much you can, but using the thigh strength here. So just without raising the hand, place the hands backward. So the way we do the butterfly Baddha Konasana, extending the knee, so pushing the inner side of the right knee to the far forward as much you can, extending the inner knee, inner right thigh in this position, elongate your inner right thigh. Make some active stretch in this position to bringing the right knee down to the floor. But still, because of the stiffness of the hip, if somebody find difficult to drop the knee down, so for that what we can do, we can give some support. We're not going to hang our knee in this position. We have the brick here. We're going to use the brick according our need, like first label, second label. So we use the brick for that. So knee strongly pressing on the brick now. So we have the support. I want you to press the right knee down on the brick, now without using the hand, just using the thigh strength in this position. All right, now we have done the Ardha Padma. Ardha Padma is done. Now we're going to make a Baddha, which is the bind or locking the hands to the big toe. So from in this position, I want you to swing the right hand behind your back, and same time try to lift your spine up. Oh, okay, wait here, stay here. Try to lean your spine a little bit forward so that you can easily grab the hand with the thumb to the big toe. So we're making the bind in this position. Very good. We make a strong bind, Baddha, which is the bind, and you take the left hand front. You're gonna catch your left hand with you can hold the center of the foot, or you can hold the big toe, or as well as you can hold the outer arch of the feet as you feel comfortable. So stay here, first keep the back straight. This is our starting position as you make a bind here, and trying to lift the chest up, lift your chin up, look front. So here this is a forward bend position, so we need to bring our belly, so you bend over the left leg but stay high in this position. You grab from the outer side of the foot, or as well as you can grab the big toe as you feel comfortable in this position, and straight the arms, straight your arm, just lift your chest up and chin up, look up. So as we make a bind, so we'll try to make our spine longer in this position, shoulder moving back, neck straight. For example, if somebody cannot make the bind in this position, finding difficult to maintain the bind, so what we can do for that, release the hands a little bit, stay here. So I use this strap for that. For example, somebody having the really stiffness on the shoulder, the deltoid is very tight here, or arms muscles are really tight, so we cannot swing the hands backward. So we have the strap here. We'll use the one small loop. So I take the strap. I'm gonna make the small loop with the to get the help or to make a bind our feet. So see, I can use the strap very simply like that. Also, this is also totally fine. You simply hook the strap on the hand and you take the hand to make the big toe. But as well as once, so in this position, what happens as you make the loop release? Yeah, you stay here. As you make a loop here, as you start to push yourself forward, somehow is trying to loosen the loop very slowly as you push yourself in this position. So here instead to holding like that, so I make a very simple loop, very short loop here. So I'm going to hook the loop on her feet. So if she wants to make it loose, is impossible. So you see, intentionally she have to lift the buckle up to make the strap loose or tighten. So I make a very short loop. So I hook the loop on her front of the feet, and I want to take the right hand back and hook the loop with the hand. So now, so it give the really a strong firm grip in this position. And now once you make a loop, bind and take the hand front and catch your left hand to the left big toe or hold out arch of the feet. Stay there. So once you make a loop, you grab the left hand to the left foot. So we're going to work on the extension of the spine. So this is our starting position. So where we're going to work on the extension of the spine. We make our back very concave back, long spine. So you pull the big toes backward, pull the foot backward, and lifting from the sides of the body, make a spine nice and tall in this position. And see what happened, a tendency, our spine, we get the real rotation as we take the right hand back, so we twist our spine to the right side. So we bring our spine back to the neutral position here, try to moving the belly a little bit to the left side here, yeah, make a little rotation to the left side, chest facing front, take a long inhalation, breathe in, pressing the right knee strongly on the floor, stay there for a bit, trying to lifting from the sides of the body very nicely, yes, stay there, try to lift from the sides of the body, chest high and look front, inhale. Now as you exhale here, so we're going to work on the first a little micro rotation to bring in the spine neutral position. We bring the right side of the chest forward, and then here you bend the left elbow outward and then bend forward as much you can. Try to resting the sides of the ribs on your calf muscles. The chest comes over the further than the shin bone as much possible according the flexibility of the spine. I want to just look front here in this position, using the hands to pull the strap very strongly backward, but maintaining the both shoulders aligned as much possible, and chest moving down and further forward as much you can, and bringing the chin or head down to the shin bone. But we'll try to avoiding the roundness on the back. We'll make our back straight. So I want you to just look front in this position and stay there for a bit. Take a few breaths in this position, keeping the shoulders aligned, chest open, long spine. And then as you inhale, slowly back to center, straight your back, arms straight, and then exhale, release your hand. Let's see from the other side, from the sides of the body, how does it looks like. Let's see another way again with some more adjustment, especially for the knee. So I want to again bend the right leg at the knee. So for example, if somebody having the tension on the knee because of the stiffness of the hip or stiffness of the knee, so what we can do, we can use a small cushion. We have a very small cushion which is very beneficial. So it's going to help us to reduce the pressure from our knee, especially when we flex our knee. If somebody have the big calf muscles, so it gives a lot of stress to our knee. So as we adjust this cushion, it will really help us to reduce the little pressure from our knee. So how are we going to use this cushion? So I want you to just keep your feet on the floor like that. And we take the cushion, we adjust this cushion on right back of the knees in this position. Now I want you to fix it here on the back of the knee and bend your right leg at the knee. Yeah. Adjust the foot over the, yeah, roll, yeah. Now bring the heel top of the left thigh. Yeah. Adjust it nicely and bring it top of the thigh. So as we're using the cushion, it will really help us to reduce the pressure from the knee. The very light height, you can as well, if you don't have the cushion, you can use the hanky or very small towel, the with a lightweight, sorry. So again, if somebody having difficulty to reaching the knees down, you have the brick to supporting the knees. And here, Ardha Padma is already in this position. Knees has to pressing down, the both buttocks in neutral position, left leg and then Dasana. Now, second option, we're gonna make a binding. So we have the strap to make it more easy. So if somebody have the stiff shoulder, so I hook the strap, the loop on the front of the foot. I want you to swing the right hand back and grab the strap with your right hand. So by the time as a practitioner continue practicing or improving the mobility on the hip and the shoulder, so you can slowly take the hand to the big toe. So press the knee heavily on the floor and take the left hand front, catch your left hand to the left big toe in this position, using the first two finger, middle finger and thumb to make a bind. So as you make a bind, try to straight down first, chest up, shoulders aligned. So trying to move the skin of the belly a little bit to the left side before to work on the forward bend, lift the spine, lengthen the spine, and moving the spine a little to the left side in this position, and same time pressing the right knee down by pushing the inner right knee forward. So this is our starting position. We maintain this position for a while, stay there for a bit, just actively working on the spine by lifting from the sides of the ribs nicely. Yeah, creating the space in the anterior spine, this position, in order to make a forward extension, forward bend. So pressing the knee down here on the break, inhale, lift the chest high, chin up, look front. As you exhale, you bend your elbows to the side, elbow outward, and then bend using the arm strength, like pulling the spine forward, not rounding the back, just look front, look at your big toe. And I want you to just push your chest forward as much you can. Keep your elbows to the outward, your elbow high, and trying to go further as much possible according the flexibility of our thigh, according the flexibility of our back. So we're going to maintain the shoulders in one line. They are like parallel to the floor in this position, chest facing down, parallel to the floor. And you're going to gaze in Ashtanga. You have the gaze point. You're going to gaze your big toe in this position in order to make the spine longer. By the time, if you have a little bit more flexibility on the thigh, you bring the chest over the knee and chin to the shin bone as much possible in this position. But we stay here in this position, hold it for a bit. But the most important, trying to keeping the shoulders aligned, not like a one back and one forward. So trying to maintain that nice flexion on the spine and keeping the shoulder aligned. Take a few breaths. I'm going to assist a little bit in this position. So if you're assisting somebody in this position, the first thing we're going to help them to bring the shoulder. For example, the one shoulder is going backward in this position as we make a bind. So shoulders move backward as we start to working on the binding. So I'm going to help to grab the foot nicely. So I adjust my hand just underneath her right upper arm in this position here, make the space, and trying to rotate her spine to the forward, to the center. Or as well as I can use my hand to push her right shoulder blade, like another option, like into the back ribs into the body, and pulling the left shoulder back, so that she can bring her shoulders aligned in this position, and trying to work making her aware that you have to lift from the sides of the body here. Inhale. Now, as she exhale, I place my hand underneath her right arm in this position, and with the exhalation, as she go down, bend the elbow. I'll try to push her a little bit in this position, and gentle push in this position to making her spine a little bit longer. I want you to keep the elbow high and neck longer in this position, just keeping the neck longer and stretching the entire posterior body. We'll stay there for a bit. So I'm using my arm to just pull her spine a little bit forward. I'm not pressing her down in this position. As we make a pressure, downward force will give the roundness on the back. So I'm using my hand to lift her back ribs a little higher, so that she can have a little bit more stretch. And as well as I will make her aware that you have to lift from the front part of the body, lifting the ribs higher, stretching the abdominal region, working on the interior body. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Now inhale, head up, straight back, lift your head up and straight the left arm. And as you exhale, slowly release the hand and then release your bind. Release the hand, then stretch your leg forward. You can shake your leg, move your leg a little bit. So we'll see more in this position. Shake your leg, move your leg before to start again. Okay, let's see, for example, if somebody cannot make a lotus, or the people having very roundness on the back cannot sit properly first in a Dandasana. Because Dandasana is a base. If somebody cannot be comfortable in Dandasana, so we cannot move for the further asanas. So we have to be comfortable in the Dandasana position. So for example, those have really tight hip or stiff back, so we're going to use for them blanket. We have the blanket here a little height, so I want you to please take the blanket and sitting on the blanket. Yeah, adjust the blanket nicely and sit on the center of the blanket. Legs forward. So as we elevate the hip, it will really help us to keep our back straight in this position. Feet remain together. Now back straight, the one thing is done. When we have a little bit height, or we can keep our spine a little softer, otherwise we get a lot of tension. If you're sitting in this position, it gives a lot of stress to our spine. Now, for example, those have a really tight hip cannot make a lotus, so how we can modify this position for them? So very simply, what you're going to do, will bend the right leg at the knee in this position and resting the ankle over the left thigh. So if the person is ready, comfortable in this position, so that's okay. We can try to helping them to bring the ankle a little bit more high somehow, but without stressing the knee so much. So whenever we bend the knee, trying to roll the calf out, which will help us to reduce the pressure from the from our knee. So if somebody can make a lotus, that's fine. If cannot make a lotus, so we can keep the ankle on the just above the kneecap on the quads. So in this position will help them, the person, to stretch the outer thighs, the glutes muscles, especially in this position. So which will be like preparation for the half lotus position. So here we're going to press the right knee down. So if you see the ankle is a very, we take the brick, you can adjust the brick under the knee to supporting, but not that too much really high. We use a brick in the second label. So I want you to make some active stretch by yourself, pressing the knee on the brick. Now, for you see, here we have the ankle on the over the knee on the and below the thigh. So it's really difficult to make a lotus. Kind of impossible. We cannot make a like a bind in this position, in a lotus position. So for that, we recommend, like, instead to working on the like a binding, just you work on the forward band to improve the elasticity in the back of the thighs. So we keep the ankle in this position just above the kneecap as much possible towards the thigh, towards the hip, according the flexibility. Or it's, for example, somebody really cannot make this position as well, cannot achieve this state. So what we can do, we can adjust the ankle underneath the left knee. Just can you please adjust that, like this position, like a Janu Sirsasana position, or as well as they can keep the ankle like underneath the left thigh, like kind of a lotus, but working on the external rotation of the hip, but the buttocks pressing down. Okay, so this is a very basic, really easiest one, but I want you to keep the ankle on the top of the thigh. The second one, the first we did already. Yeah, ankle over the right left knee. Yeah, like that. So we have the brick. We take the brick underneath the thigh to giving the support to our knee in this position. Left leg will be the remain like a dandasana in a neutral position, knees facing upward and the toes facing front. Now, if the practitioner are comfortable, have a little bit of elasticity in the thigh, so they can grab the big toe or catch the foot. Or the second option, wait a moment, take the strap. So if somebody have really stiffness on the back, cannot somehow we can try to manage to grab the big toe, but what happened, we get the really big roundness on the back. So we use the strap, so we're avoiding the roundness on the back in this position. So I want you to try to hold a little bit backward in this position and try to keep the back straight as much possible here. So working on the extension of the anterior body, try to lift your navel high, the floating ribs higher, chest up, and shoulder moving backward. And by fixing the back ribs into the body nicely from here. So pressing the right thigh against the right knee down on the brick, pressing the left thigh down, and lift from the both sides of the body, the right side, left side, front side, and the back side as well. Nicely pulling the spine upward and lift your chin upward, and you can look upward as well to raising the sternum high as much possible. So we recommend the practitioner to stay, the beginner practitioner to stay in this position instead to pushing yourself forward. Let the stretch your hamstring in this position. Let the stretch your outer thighs, the glutes in this position. Let the stretch your back muscles here in this position. Just working on the extension of the spine, and especially those have a back pain, so we don't recommend them to do the forward bend. For example, like a slip disc, bulging disc, sciatica pain. So just working on the extension of the spine here, stay there for a bit. But by the time as they improve the practice, the elasticity on the thigh, so they can walking the hands a little bit forward, that's it. Again, lift your head up, trying to make the spine longer and shoulders moving down like that. Keeping the shoulder relaxed and maintain the extension of the spine as much possible. So as they feel comfortable, they can walking the hand a little bit more forward, reaching the hands close to the feet or according the elasticity of the thigh as much possible. But trying to have the straight back as much you can, and pressing the right knee down very strongly on the brake here. So don't lose awareness from the right leg. Let the stretch your outer thigh, the lateral thighs, the glutes muscles here, and the back of the thighs and entire back. So here, if they feel a little bit comfortable here, they can walking the hands a little bit forward, inhaling, straight back. As somebody comfortable in this position, they can try a little bit forward bend, exhale, bend the elbows to the side, but without rounding the back. Try to go with a straight back as much possible. Yeah, like that, with a straight back, using the arm strength to pull the spine forward and chest pushing forward and lifting from the sides of the body, moving the ribs higher and pushing the chest forward. Using the arms to pull your spine forward and sharply stretch from the sides of the body, sides of the torso, engaging your left foot. So if you bring the head down, what happens? We start to having the roundness on the back. So try to avoid that roundness. So I want you to lift your chin up. Yeah, fix those back ribs into the body and nicely open the chest and make your spine longer. Work on the extension of the back. We stay there for a few breaths. Then as you inhale, slowly back to center, straight your back, lift your chin up, look front, and then exhale, release your hand, and then slowly lift your knee up. First remove the brick, and then release your leg. Stretch your legs forward for the Dandasana. Shake your leg, move your leg, and then relax.